Working Fans Podcast. Cool.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Coming down 3, 2.
Welcome back for another week of the Working Fans Podcast. This is AJ. I'm the former wrestler. We've got Dave, the ultimate fan, here with us. As we do every week, our producer Joe likes to make us sound good and makes us look way more professional than we actually are. As always, you can find us on Twitter, that's @FansWorking, Facebook, Working Fans Pod. We've got email where you can reach out to us and please contact us to let us know what you think of the podcast and for any ideas that you might have. That's workingfanswrestlingpod@gmail.com. We're on Instagram where you can keep up with us at workingfanswrestling_pod. And then you can now listen to us on all major platforms, including Anchor.fm. We're on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Apple Podcasts, and you can actually check us out on YouTube. Now, it's important when you go onto the Apple Podcasts and YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give us a rating, let us know what you think so you can help us out and we can continue to do what we love and bring you guys in as fans.
Welcome to the 5-3. Not but welcome.
How are ya? Welcome to the 531.
Working Fans Podcast. Welcome back to the 531, where we take a top 5 list on a particular subject, debate it down to a top 3 list, and then further debate it down to a top 1. This week we're doing U.S. champions. Jesse from New Hampshire had, of course, Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Stunning Steve Austin is number 2.
Sure, that's a good one.
Ric Flair.
Woo!
Roddy Piper.
Ha!
And John Cena.
Can't see me.
Zach had Ricky Steamboat, Nikita Koloff, Rick Rude, Lex Luger,
Yeah.
and Stunning Steve Austin as well.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say something about Zach and Jesse's list there. Cena gets a lot of shit, but his run as a U.S. champ was really good. Like, he had the open challenge, had great matches with Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Yeah, great stuff. And Luger, he wasn't the best wrestler. But, like, when I started watching Luger around that time period, like, he had great runs as U.S. champion.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he beat Stan Hansen, Michael Hayes, Dusty Rhodes.
I would argue, if anything, he was better in the U.S. championship spot than holding the big gold at that time.
Yeah, I think
or the top belt.
He had his accident not too long after he left WCW, right before he did the bodybuilding thing.
Okay.
At some point, and he really slowed down as a wrestler. He seemed to be wrestling more cautious.
Yeah.
And also, he had a period of time when he won the WCW World Title. Not the brief reign he would have in the Monday Night War era, where he, I believe he beat Hogan and then lost it like a week later. But he had one where he was just jacked up. Yeah, he just seemed a lot slower. And he had Harley Race as his manager, I remember, but he just didn't seem to be at that level of performance anymore.
All right.
So
Sheaf had Chris Benoit, Ricky Steamboat, Booker T, Steve Austin, and Harley Race.
it's a good list. I was just thinking, like, damn shame we never saw Ricky Steamboat and Chris Benoit wrestle. That would have been a good match.
That would have been something else.
Yeah.
AJ's list.
What do you got for us, AJ?
He's got the original Sheik,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Bobo Brazil,
Bobo.
Magnum TA,
Yeah.
Nikita Koloff,
Sure.
and Roddy Piper.
Big Nikita Koloff mark. And man, yeah, I mean, that was a great series. Yeah, man, I'll tell you this. I saw the original Sheik on an old VHS tape once in Detroit wrestling Maniac Mark Lewin, who was actually the babyface in this match. And it was absolutely wild. It was in black and white, and the crowd was just nuts. The commentators were a little outrageous for this, but it was just ended up being like a wild match, and Sheik threw the fireball at the end.
Oh, wow.
Nuts, yeah.
Now, Ryan Damon from Rockin' Randy's Rockin' Wrestling Group had Lex Luger, Eddie Guerrero, Booker T, Greg Valentine, and Barry Windham.
Great Valentine. I forgot. It makes me think Roddy Piper was also U.S. champ for a little while, too.
Yeah.
Ricky Steamboat and Eddie Guerrero also would have been a hell of a match, by the way. Because when you go with Benoit, it makes you think about Guerrero, too.
Yeah, Steamboat was ahead of his time where he would have worked with a lot of those cruiserweights that came later.
Could have had some really good matches. You know, actually, I don't know if he'll make the list of anybody, but Dean Malenko was U.S. champ briefly, too.
Oh, wow. He made nobody's list.
No, I think he was mostly, established with the cruiserweight title.
Yeah.
But he had a brief one as U.S. champ, too.
Now, Rodney Swift from Rockin' Randy's Rockin' Wrestling Group had Lex Luger, Rick Rude, Booker T,
Yeah.
Greg Valentine, and Barry Windham.
Yeah. It's a good list.
Another
man.
solid list.
Glad to see Barry on the list, finally. Barry, one of the best workers of all time, in my opinion.
And you're going to see that, I think it happens with almost everybody from Rockin' Randy's Rockin' Wrestling Group's list, because Daniel Allen had Barry Windham, Lex Luger, Roddy Piper, Dean Ambrose, newer pick,
Yeah.
and Sting.
Daniel Allen.
Daniel Allen.
Yeah, I believe I briefly worked with a Daniel Allen in Chaos for a Better Value, and I think he was a Daniel Allen who went on to work at Dairy Farms, and the last I knew was a overnight manager at Stop and Shop in Willimantic. Then he moved on to another Stop and Shop, I believe.
All right, well,
I don't know if the same guy, but
let us know, Daniel.
he was a wrestling fan.
Chris Zauha, always going to be Zoucha to me,
Yeah.
from Rockin'
Forever.
Randy's Rockin' Wrestling Group, had Lex Luger,
Yeah.
Barry Windham, Dustin Rhodes, Rick Rude, and Ricky Steamboat.
Dustin Rhodes made the list. That's a great pick. Dustin obviously made a success as Gold Dust, but boy, he could really go even at this time. He had some great matches with Barry Windham.
I used to
Steve
like him
Austin.
as the Natural. Like, that was where I first became familiar with him.
It stunned AJ when he became Gold Dust, because this was before the internet, and me and him, I still remember this, we talked in school. AJ was like maybe 2 years ahead of me. I had stayed back a little bit. I was sick. Don't worry about that. It's none of his business. But we were having this conversation about wrestling, and I started talking about, I was like, hey, yeah, Gold Dust, Dustin Rhodes. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, look at him, and like, listen to him again. It took me a minute too. And he's like, holy shit, you're right. I was like, you didn't see it? No, I didn't see Big Tough Texan Dustin Rhodes as Gold Dust. I'm like,
Was AJ in the slow class?
I mean, he didn't pick up on it. I think he didn't want to accept it. I mean, it was tough for him. Yeah.
Imagine if you got those tits like he planned.
Oh, yeah. That would have been glorious.
Randy Osga
Yeah.
gave us a list. He
You got
had
tits?
Ric Flair,
Yes.
Harley Race, Rick Rude,
Yeah.
Blackjack Mulligan, and John Cena.
I like the inclusion of Blackjack Mulligan on that. Blackjack Mulligan, Barry Windham's father, and just an all-around entertaining guy, really big guy, and also, from what we understand, legitimately just a badass dude too. Flair tells a story of Blackjack messing around and picking him up by like his throat with one hand.
You know, fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
Now, Jake brought us a list. He has Rick Rude,
Right.
Lex Luger, Sting, Nikita Koloff, Barry Windham, and he threw a sixth at us, John Moxley.
He loves to throw that sixth person. Also,
And I'm going to take it that that's the John Moxley U.S. Championship in New Japan
Yes.
run, and not the Dean Ambrose U.S. Championship in WWE.
I
Since
mean-
he made the distinction of putting in Moxley.
yes, I would take it that way. And I mean, either way, it works.
Hadn't he previously wanted to include Nakamura on a list if Intercontinental?
Yes.
So, Jake, we remember you.
And John Moxley is the current U.S. champ in New
Current
Japan
US
Pro
champ,
Wrestling,
true.
And the AEW World Champ at the same time. Not a lot of stuff gets talked about with that.
AEW?
AEW, yeah. The great AEW World Champ.
Oh, he doesn't got Kanye's belt? Now, Nolan brought us a list. He has Chris Benoit,
Benoit.
John Cena,
Da-da-da-da.
Eddie Guerrero,
Yeah. La Raza.
Booker T, and MVP.
Soccer. No, Jake also didn't include Benoit on his list, too. Just that Rick Rude never lost the U.S. title.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so that's a fun fact.
So, for my list, I gave you John Moxley, John Cena,
Da-da.
Chris Benoit,
Yeah.
Sting, and I had to throw in Dustin Rhodes.
Dustin Rhodes, good list.
Scott from Volunteer.
Oh, shit.
I know, we almost forgot Scott.
Oh, yeah.
He gave us Ric Flair, Rick Rude,
Yeah.
Nikita Koloff, Magnum TA,
Damn right.
and Blackjack Mulligan.
Blackjack Mulligan. Scott coming in that ass, baby. Letting you know what's up.
Dave, who do you have?
I'll tell you who I got. I got Ricky Steamboat, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Classic match with Ric Flair. Nikita Koloff. Nikita, and I got Magnum TA because they were synonymous with each other for me with that Best of 7 series. So intense. Rick Rude, because like my boy Jake says, he never lost that damn belt. And Lex Luger, because I thought this was the best run of his career.
All right. So, looking at a lot of these lists,
Rude comes up a bit, right? Magnum TA, Nikita. There's a lot of people to come up here, man. Steamboat. See, I don't know. Take our time here. There you go. That's a man who's got conviction. No quit.
so we got Magnum, Rick Rude, Steamboat.
I mean, I didn't necessarily like. I mean, Luger and Cena made this list a few times too. Did Benoit make it a few good healthy amount of times too? I mean, we're not going to pick Benoit anyway.
Yeah, we already have another 5 here, so
Yeah.
let's go from this 5 down to a 3, down to a 1.
Okay. So who's on the top of that list? Magnum?
We got Magnum.
And let's just go to the bottom. Let's do like a bracket, all right? Magnum. We'll say Magnum gets a bye, right? So let's do Rude, right? And Luger.
Somebody else would have. Okay, so
Rude wins.
So pick between Rude and Luger?
Yeah, Rude beats Luger.
Rude, because he never
lost it. And honestly,
him never losing it trumps that being the best run of Luger's career.
It does, because like Rude was just on fire at that point with WCW matches. Great matches with Ricky Steamboat, Sting, and he was all set to have a great run against Big Van Vader, possibly as a babyface before he got injured.
All right, Steamboat versus Cena.
Oh.
Do you do the classic run, or do you do the veteran who gave a modern resurgence to a title?
Yeah, I mean, that was really cool what Cena did, and he had some really great matches. At the end of the day, I'm going to go with classic over here. Ricky Steamboat, phenomenal matches, can't be discounted. Yeah, I don't know. I can't not pick Ricky Steamboat in this. I just think Cena, despite the fact he did a good job, was more synonymous with the world title.
Yeah, and that's why I'm going to argue that it was important that he did the run with the U.S. title.
You want Cena on this.
You know, I mean...
Hey, you know what?
I don't want to go against Steamboat.
I hear you.
But with Cena getting that U.S. title run and making something of it, it was a memorable string of Raws when...
Yeah, it was.
At a time when Raw was kind of lagging.
We could use those right now.
I mean, Steamboat had the championship at a time when you had... just a roster of killers.
I won't fight it. I won't fight it. Da, 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 da.
I'm sorry, Ricky Steamboat, but we booted you, so
we can't see you no more, Ricky.
it's Rick Rude versus John Cena.
And we got Magnum TA somewhere too.
Oh, and Magnum TA.
All right, so
who's the first to drop out between Magnum, Rude, and Cena? Because even though you said that best of 7 series with Magnum was classic,
you know what? We didn't include Nikita on this. And Nikita was like right there.
No, he didn't make it.
All right, well, fuck him. Former guest of the show. Nikita, if you're listening, we love you, big guy.
But you need to go to man camp, clean that fucking act up.
Guess we won't be having him back. All right, so I'm going to go with Magnum, Rude, Cena.
I almost think you bounced Rude.
He
never lost the title, but Magnum had a synonymous run. Just like Cena did the modern run with the U.S. title, Magnum and Nikita did that classic run with the title.
Yes, he did.
And even though Rude never lost it, he was on fire.
It's a tough one, man.
I think Magnum, that just had a little more historical significance, I'm going to say.
All right, I'm going to go with you. Magnum it is. Magnum and Cena. Man.
What do you go with? Do you go with classic run or do you go with the modern run? I really enjoyed Cena's modern run.
I see. You are fighting for this one. And you know, a lot of times, I'm the guy who lays the final nail in the coffin. And this last time we had done one about announcers. And I gave it to you and you agreed with me still.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you the floor, man. Cena it is. Tell me why. And we get yourself a damn deal.
All right. It's just the argument like I just made a minute ago where Cena was a world title contender and he made that mid-card title work for him, you know, and really brought something from it.
Very unselfish. He put that belt above. He didn't have to do it. And bottom line, he did.
Yeah.
So that says volumes.
Yeah, and what he did putting over people in that run.
Yes.
Magnum, him and Nikita had that classic Best of 7 series. I'm a sucker for a good Best of 7 series.
Yeah.
When they set up the bar. I was into the Sheamus Cesaro Best of 7.
And actually, earlier in Cena's run on SmackDown, that you mentioned it, he had a Best of 5 run with Booker T.
Okay.
So, you know what? Cena all the way, man. He's aces in my book.
I'm sorry, Magnum. We can't see you. John Cena.
You can look, but you can't touch.
John Cena took the top spot as top U.S. champion.
Damn right he did.
And once again, thank you for joining us for the 5-3-1.
Yeah.
This is going to be the last normal one for a while because against all wishes, me and Dave have still been meeting during the quarantine.
Yes.
And I was just informed that this could be dangerous to Dave's health.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear him cough all the time. You probably don't hear the inhaler because I edited it out.
I ain't shit.
He's been hurting folks. So we're still gonna bring you the podcast.
We got about a month's worth of content, baby.
Yeah, this is the end of that month.
Oh, yeah. We'll see what happens. Can't wait.
So we'll probably, as of this time, we don't know what we'll be bringing. There will still be discussions week to week.
Yeah.
We might have to throw in some classic interviews here and there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll still try and get interviews. But guys, we really haven't been playing it as safe as we could be. I mean, we already told AJ to stay the fuck home. He's working in the epicenter of it.
That motherfucker gonna get us killed. Fuck
yeah. Like, at least me, it's like, I'm probably the shakiest person Dave deals with.
Mm-hmm.
But we hope you guys all stay safe. Stay listening, and we'll see you next week. Whatever we bring next week.
That ass!
Guys, thank you for listening to the 531 here on YouTube this week. If you like what you hear, you can always find us on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and on the Apple Podcast where you can subscribe and also give us a 5-star rating. We appreciate you listening. We want your feedback, 531, and if you agree with us, if you disagree with us, we also want you to let us know. And let us know what your 531 would be. Come up with a top 5 and let us know, and we'll tell you why you're wrong. And in order for us to do that, please contact us on Twitter. We're at Fans Working. Facebook page, Working Fans Wrestling Pod. Email workingfanswrestlingpod@gmail.com. It's very important that you actually contact us on these platforms because we want this to be your interactive place to talk wrestling.